So, E3 2018, huh? Well, I suppose that was better than last year's.
Oh yay, choke me hard, Daddy. Ain't nothing like a good teraflop in my anus.
So how the fuck they went from such a huge fucking VCR, which was the original Xbox One, to what is basically a small DVD player, I'm not gonna ever understand.
God, Howard, how could you betray my love? Oh, Ubisoft! Oh yes, PlayStation!
Fuck yeah, I love Skyrim in 2017! Yeah, fuck yeah! More Skyrim, motherfucker! John! Jason? Where are you, son?
Oh yeah, I love Nintendo. Fuck yeah.
Why, Todd Howard, Daddy Howard? We had so much hope. Maybe next year will be better. Anyways, as usual, I have everything written down on my phone right here. But with that being said, I'm just gonna get right the fuck into it. Hey, so kicking things off with EA's abortion of a conference, they start things off with a terrible pre-show that I never want to see again as long as I live. As usual, they showed off the sports games, which nobody gave a single fuck about. Why they still have yet to give their sports titles their own conference, I still don't understand. They also showed off a brand new Command & Conquer game!
Yay.
Which is only for mobile and is not a PC title. In other words, another day, another EA franchise gets shafted. So, nothing new to see here. Of course, I showed some more Battlefield 5. Why this was not the reveal trailer, I do not understand. It was also shown at Microsoft's conference, which is pretty neat. Respawn Entertainment once again confirmed that they're working on a Star Wars game. It's gonna be story-based, so in other words, it'll be cancelled within 3 months' time. And Respawn Entertainment will be shut down at most a week afterwards, so get hyped. DICE once again apologized for Battlefront 2, which is pretty nice of them. Uncharted Unraveled was also shown off, and it's available to play right now, so that's pretty neat. They also showed off a brand new indie game called Sea of Solitude, and it doesn't look like some corporate shill game, so that's pretty cool. I may give it a shot. And finally, of course, they showed off Anthem, where it has free DLC and cosmetics where you know exactly what you're buying, and still looks just as bland as it did a year ago. I may have covered my my computer screen in some white stuff. A lotion, obviously. I mean, it was pretty hard to hold in my urges when watching that gameplay. It was quite arousing. Still looks just as bland as it did a year ago.
You've been exposed!
And unfortunately, no Skate 4 as we were all hoping for. All in all, this conference was fucking trash. Not as bad as last year, but still trash. I'm gonna move on to something a bit better.
Exclusive.
So at the Microsoft conference, first off they showed Halo Infinite, which looks like a Halo game. So that's pretty awesome. Ori and the Will of the Wisps was shown again, and it looks just as pretty as it did before. Shadows Die Twice was finally showed off. It looks okay. Crackdown 3 was shown off for the 100th fucking time, and it'll most likely be delayed once again in the next few months or so. Metro Exodus was shown off again, and it still looks pretty awesome. As usual, Forza was shown. Looks like the same shit as usual. Moving on. They also confirmed 5 new studios, so maybe in the future, we'll see more than Halo, Forza, and Gears of War. That'll be pretty awesome, right guys? There's also a fuck ton of new games coming to the Game Pass, and considering how great the Game Pass is on Xbox, that's pretty dope. Not Skate 4 was shown off, which is pretty nice. This new game called Black Desert is pretty cool, I guess. Scalebound 2 was shown off, so even though the first game isn't coming, thankfully the second one is, so pretty awesome. A new Cuphead DLC, so if you like Cuphead, there's some more for ya. This new indie game called Tunic, I forgot what it looks like, but that's pretty neat. Next up, they showed off the anime cinematic universe, so it's pretty cool that we're gonna get that as a fighting game. Dying Light 2 was also shown off, and it'll have decisions that affect the story. I really enjoyed the first one, so hopefully this one will also be not shit. New Battletoads was revealed, so that's pretty cool. They showed off Gears Pop, which is a mobile game. Gears Tactics, aka Fallout Tactics 2 was shown off. Pretty neat. And finally, Gears of War 5. Hopefully it'll be good. Better streaming, as well as the next Xbox was teased, so that's pretty awesome. Hopefully the Xbox One X will have some use, though. In other words, they won't forget it exists by the end of this year. They probably will, though. And finally, after 5 years of waiting, Cyberpunk 2077 was shown, and it looks very interesting to say the least. I got hard at least 5 times during that trailer, so that'll be pretty cool. And it's in first person, so get mad. All in all, this was a pretty damn good conference. Better than last year's for sure, and Microsoft actually has me excited for the future Xbox. Anyways, moving on to Bethesda.
God, Howard.
So kicking things off with Bethesda, they seem to have forgotten that we were at E3 and not a music concert, so that was pretty pointless. They also showed off some more Rage 2, and the game actually looks like it'll be fun. And I'm somehow interested in buying it, and playing it. I don't know how, but Bethesda made it look awesome. More Elder Scrolls shit. Neat. Doom Eternal was shown off, and that got me pretty fucking excited because the first game was badass. And this game will also be fun. Can't wait to kill some demons on Hell on Earth. As of now, you can play Quake Champions free, so that's a pretty pleasant surprise. More content for Prey, plus some DLC coming in the future, so if you liked Prey, you'll probably be happy about that. Again, they confirmed that Wolfenstein's coming to Switch, and a brand new expansion called Youngblood is coming, so hopefully that'll be good. Prey VR's coming, so now you can kill knothead crabs while feeling motion sickness. Wolfenstein Cyberpilot's coming for VR. Hopefully that'll be somewhat fun. Probably won't be, but hopefully it will. Skyrim Super Special Edition is coming, and I am so fucking excited for that. I cannot wait to play Skyrim on my fucking phone. That's gonna be hyped as fuck! Fallout 76 was finally shown off, and while I know plenty of people want a brand new single-player Fallout, keep in mind, this is only a spin-off title. It'll probably be the Elder Scrolls Online of Fallout. In other words, it'll most likely only be a one-time thing, and then the next mainline entry will be, once again, a traditional single-player Fallout title. It's also going to have a beta, which you need to pre-order to get access for. Suck my dick and fuck off with that shit. The special edition comes with a glow-in-the-dark map, so that's pretty neat, I guess. Fallout Shelter is now available on PS4 and Switch, so create a shelter on the go. It was also shown at Microsoft, so if you already didn't give a shit beforehand, you get to see it again at Bethesda's conference, so that's pretty neat. Elder Scrolls Blades was showing off, and it's even on more platforms than Skyrim is currently. It's also free and you can pre-order it. Try to say that out loud. Starfield was confirmed, and as I thought, it would have to do with outer space, so I'm very interested. And finally, they did in fact confirm that Elder Scrolls 6 exists, so I'm sure that many gamers were hard that night when they confirmed it at the end of their show. All in all, one of the strongest conferences at E3 this year. Really enjoyed it, but I'm gonna move on.
No Final Fantasy VII, kill yourselves out of 10.
So kicking things off with Square Enix, they finally showed some Shadow of the Tomb Raider gameplay. Trailer also shown at Microsoft's conference, and it looks pretty dope, so I'll give it a shot. Monster Hunter World's gonna have some Final Fantasy 15 skins. Neat. Life is Strange Captain Spirit is a free DLC shown off, also shown at Microsoft's conference. So if you're a Life is Strange fan, you'll probably have a good time with that. Dragon Quest XI was shown. Cool. Babylon's Fall, whatever the fuck that is. Nier Automata is coming to Xbox, so Xbox fans can now get some of that 2B booty to themselves. Octopath Traveler was shown. Cool. Just Cause 4 was shown off, also shown at Microsoft's conference. It looks like Just Cause. Moving on. The Quiet Man was shown, which is a brand new IP, and it looks interesting. The mix of gameplay and live-action cutscenes really intrigues me, so hopefully it'll be better executed than Quantum Break. And finally, Kingdom Hearts 3 was shown for the 1,000th fucking time. I'm sure that many fans of the series orgasmed many times during this E3, having also seen it at Xbox and Sony, so get hyped for that. All in all, this conference was just meh. Nothing good, nothing bad, just, it just exists. And I'm sure we'll all forget about it in, like, a week's time. And that's it. Moving on to ubisoft! So kicking things off with Ubisoft's conference, they started all off with a weird-ass intro featuring furries. All for Just Dance. Nothing new to see here. They showed a brand new Beyond Good and Evil trailer. Cool. They also bragged about Rainbow Six Siege with a documentary, so that's pretty neat. They showed Trials Rising with an intro where you can fucking die in any way you want. Sounds pretty fun. The Division 2 was shown off with a brand new trailer, and it'll have free DLC. It was also shown at Microsoft's conference. And it looks pretty awesome. It looks far better than the first. I'll probably give it a shot. They had music for Rabbids and Donkey Kong expansion pack. that's going to be coming out for that Rabbids and Mario Kingdom game that came out last year. They showed some more Assassin's Creed Black Flag 2. It'll probably be a fun-ass pirate game. They showed a game called Transference. I forgot what it was about, to be honest, but that's pretty neat. Starlink was shown to have Star Fox in it, also shown at Nintendo's conference. That's cool looking, I guess. For Honor is forever free, so long as you get it on PC right now within this week. So, you don't have to buy it. In other words, they probably have a very low player base and they need to fill up the numbers real quick before the game permanently dies out. There's also a new expansion coming for it, so awesome. The Crew 2 was revealed. Hopefully it will actually be good. That'd be pretty nice. And finally, of course, Assassin's Creed Odyssey was shown off. In other words, Assassin's Creed has gone back to being annual. Fucking fantastic. They also showed a trailer and gameplay with a female playable character, which left the stream thirsty as fuck. If you were there, you'd know. And that was Ubisoft's conference. One of the best conferences this year, in my opinion. I really enjoyed the hell out of it. But let's move on to Sony.
Why does Ellie still sound like a 14-year-old?
So kicking things off with Sony, they decided to be trolling assholes and bamboozle us into thinking that the show was starting 4 minutes earlier than it should have, only to then actually start it when it was planned to. You guys are assholes and I love you. Then they proceeded to have a musical intro for The Last of Us 2 that went on much longer than it should have, only to then finally get to the gameplay after 10 fucking hours of watching someone play a fucking banjo on stage. And the gameplay looked pretty tight. I'm looking forward to the game, and it'll have New Game Plus, so that's pretty cool. They also showed off a Black Ops 4 Back in Black pack. Then they proceeded to cut to a boring intermission that nobody gave a fuck about. Why it was there, I don't understand. Then they showed a fuck ton of badly produced commercials, which nobody cared about. Then they showed off the Destiny 2 Foreskin DLC, so get ready to get fucked over again, Destiny fans. Hey, you're asking for it. Then they opened up the gameplay demo for Ghost of Tsushima with an intro that was whitewashed with a white cis male playing the role of an Asian man. My culture is not your game intro, and frankly, I am very triggered, and I would like an apology. You fucking bigots.
This is cultural appropriation. How dare you? Sony, you evil bastards. How could you? How dare a Japanese company represent their Japanese samurai game with a white male that they chose themselves to represent their Japanese game with. I personally am not Japanese, but I'm going to be offended for Japanese people anyways, even though they themselves are not offended, and outside of a vocal minority, nobody gives a shit. But fuck Sony anyways.
But yeah, the game looks pretty awesome, so I'll probably get it. Then they showed Quantum Break 2, so that looks pretty awesome. Good job, Remedy. Hopefully it won't be shit this time. Then they revealed the Resident 2 Evil Remake. I'm sure a lot of people are very excited for that. So, have fun, guys. Then they showed off this game called Trover Saves the Universe. I think that it's a game that takes place in the Rick and Morty universe. I forgot, but that's cool. Then they finally showed some actual gameplay of Death Stranding after 3 fucking trailers of literally nothing that anyone understood. Only to then proceed to confuse everyone even more with this trailer. In other words, Kojima. Moving on. They then showed Noah 2. Cool. And then finally ended it with brand new gameplay of Spider-Man, which really reminded me of Spider-Man Web of Shadows. And frankly, I'm excited for it, only being less than 3 months away. All in all, this was a good conference. Nothing great. It was just good, definitely one of the weaker ones here at this year's E3. But I enjoyed it for what it was. It definitely ended quicker than I thought it would. Anyways, moving on to the final conference that actually matters. In other words, not the PC gaming show, Nintendo.
Where the fuck was Metroid? I want to see Samus naked!
So kicking things off at the Smash conference, they started things off with Daemon X Machina, only to then end it with a very abrupt ending, and that was it of the trailer for it. Then they showed Xenoblade Chronicles for the 1000th fucking time. Yay. Then they showed brand new Pokemon games coming to the Switch, so that's pretty tight. Then Super Mario Party was revealed. Now a brand new Fire Emblem game called 3 houses. Neat. Fortnite, shockingly enough, is coming to the Switch, but will not have crossplay with PS4 because Sony is a bunch of assholes. They showed some other games, similar to Starlink, and then finally they ended it with over 30 minutes of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Is it a brand new game? Is it the Wii U game, but put onto the Switch with more content? Who the fuck knows? But all in all, the Smash conference was okay. Definitely one of the weaker conferences, but again, it was just alright for what it was.
Now, I'm not really sure of what the fuck to put here, but you know what? Might as well put something. Video conclusion if you didn't know.
And so, that was E3 2018. Far better than last year, that's for fucking sure. As usual, nobody gives a shit about the PC gaming show. Maybe I'll cover Digital Devolver's conference next year for E3 2019. That's it. I hope you hated this video, but if you somehow enjoyed it, then make sure to like, comment, favorite, subscribe, share it on the twatters and fuckbooks. I'll see you all next time. Peace.